camera the way it's set up or not, but it is what it is because that's the only way I can get it to face that window over there. But you get to see my double chin. Hello, hi. Hi says hi. So hello, hi. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm trying something different. I moved the camera over. You get to see my double chins and my fat rose, but I was trying to put the camera on this side of the other monitor on the computer. That way you all could see my window and stuff in my kitchen more. Hi says, remember is Sunflower. Oh, you changed your name to Sunflower. Okay, so hello, Sunflower. I'll try to remember that. Sorry about that. Anyways, welcome in. I'm going to try to do a short live right now. I'm getting started a little bit earlier than I had been doing. But I'm just going to leave the camera where it is for right now. Y'all can make fun of me all you want to or whatever because I'm not going to move it around right now on top of there like I've been doing or whatever. You just have to look at my ugly self, but whatever, it is what it is. Anyways, what I'm doing, Hi says, did you see me on the live? I seen you earlier today, Sunflower, on the live, but all you said was hi. I didn't see anything else that you said or anything like that. So that's all I said or seen so far that you said or whatever. Anyways, as y'all start coming in here, I'm pretty much just going to do the same thing I've been doing all week since I've been going live or whatever. Thank you for the emojis, Chris. I appreciate you so much. I'm asking you, number one, I'm going to ask y'all some questions, but if you haven't already, I would like it if you would put what state or country you're from in the comment section. You don't have to, though, if you're not comfortable with doing that. But that's one thing that I've been asking. That's the number one question. I've only had like 4 questions on here tonight that I kind of want to ask the chat or whatever. Hi says, will that what I look like when I have shown my real face? Okay, I don't really know if I understand that completely or not, Sunflower. I thought I seen what you really looked like on some of your videos, but it might not have been you or whatever. You're like a real young girl, aren't you? But you might not want me to tell everybody that. Chris says, people say I have an accent. I don't think you have an accent, Chris, but I don't think I have an accent. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think everybody else has an accent. I don't think we have an accent. But I've been told that all my life, so I'm used to it. Most people say that they like my accent, and most people say that I sound like I'm a whole lot younger than what I am. People say that I sound like I'm like a teenager girl or something whenever I talk and stuff. Hi says, hey, I have to stop for right now. Okay. Hi says, oh, crying emoji, I'm gonna cry right now. I'm sorry, Sunflower. I don't mean to make you cry. I won't talk about anything that you don't want me to talk about. So just tell me not to say nothing if you don't want me to say anything, and I won't talk about it. Only talk about what you want to talk about in here on my channel. I'm sorry y'all seen all my fat rolls and stuff, but that's the only way I can put the camera so y'all can see like the window and stuff. Chris says, you do definitely sound like you from Kentucky. Well, thank you. I've been told that many, many times. A lot of people tell me, like, when they hear me, like, I'm playing video games and stuff, like if I'm on Twitch or Steam or whatever on the person's account that I play on, they tell me that I sound like I'm from Alabama or Texas or something all the time. So, I don't know. So I get that all the time. Hardly ever am I told that I have like a, how do I say this without offending anyone? Like a uppity northern type accent. I haven't been told that since I was younger, like in grade school or something. And I don't know. And the only people that told me that was people I went to school with. So it was like people I went to school with always said that I sounded like I didn't sound like I was from around here. They said that I sounded like I didn't belong, that I sounded like I was from up north or whatever. Like I'm not trying to offend anybody or whatever, anybody that might come in, but anybody from like Ohio or something. And I have family that lives in Ohio. Ty says, I'm crying right now because my mom and dad, they are mad. Oh, I'm sorry, Sunflower. Why are they mad if you don't want me asking? But you don't have to say anything you don't want to. Ty says, no, it's not you. Ty says, it's my mom and dad. I'm sorry, Sunflower. Ty says, I don't know if my mom and dad are joking. Well, you should just ask them and tell them if it bothers you that much. Tell them that it hurts your feelings and go to them and talk to them. Chris says, what games you play? The only game I really play right now, Chris, is I'm sitting here playing one, but I'm nervous or whatever. I'm always a nervous type person. The only game I really play right now, Chris, is Dead by Daylight. I've been playing it since the spring of 2021, and I'm addicted to it. I only get addicted to a handful of games, or play a handful of games, and it is a horror game. You've probably seen my Amy and play it, and I tried to play it one night and stuff with Angel and Manny, but I ended up not playing it with them and stuff. Sometimes I will play Sons of the Forest, and I play other games. Like I said, I only play like a handful of games. But right now, I play Dead by Daylight every day of my life, pretty much, since the spring of 2021. So that's why there's so many hours on this account to that game and stuff. Hi says, crying emojis. Hey, sorry, I have to go right now. Okay, Sunflower. I appreciate you for coming in and stopping by. I hope you feel better. But that's all I play right now is Dead by Daylight. So I might move this back around this camera after all, and then I might move it back or something. Sorry, I messed with it for a second. Ain't nobody in here but one person anyways. I'll move it up there. I might move it back around. It's still daylight outside, but it's starting to, which cat is that? Maximo. Maximax. Today is National Kitty Day. This is my big fat boy. It's my Maxima. I call him Tiny, but he's my big fat boy cat. I'm pretty sure everybody's probably live right now too. Maximo, oh, don't scratch me, buddy. It's Maximo. Maximus, look at the camera. Hi. Hello. Oh, don't call me. Rain come in. He's a big old boy. That's my port scar right there, y'all, where I used to have chemo whenever I was going through breast cancer. Chris says, I don't know, just here to support. Well, I appreciate you, Chris. You don't have to stay here the whole time. I'm sure it's going to take me some time to get people to come in and watch me or whatever. It's just probably the way it's going to be, the way it is. But I appreciate you for stopping by and coming in here and talking to me and stuff. But you don't have to stay here the whole time. I know you've got a stream to do and you got other things to do. Everybody's got lives and stuff. Okay, well, I appreciate you so much, Chris, for coming in here and stuff. Okay. Well, I appreciate you either way. I appreciate you for coming in or going, staying, whatever you want to do. You're always welcome here. Everybody's always welcome here. But I think it's just going to take time where I just started going live or whatever for me to build up another group of followers, hopefully, to have people come in here and start talking and stuff with me. Hopefully. You're not streaming tonight, Chris? Why not? You just taking a break from it? Did you work today, or are you off, or are you just off on the weekends? It's showing that there's two, but it goes back and forth in the chat. Chris says I did a member stream earlier and I was off. Yeah. I get notifications for your stuff, but I'm not a member, so I can't be in your members thing. Sorry. I wish I could. I wish I could be members to everybody. I'm not a member to nobody, so because as you can see right now, I'm dirt poor. So that's just how it is right now. So you would have thought, even if I hadn't ever told you before, you would have thought by my accent that I was from Kentucky, huh? A lot of people tell me, like I said, they tell me I'm from either Alabama or Texas. I don't know why I don't ever get like told that I'm from Tennessee, or because that's just my next door neighbor. But they think I'm from the deep, deep South. Where I live out here in Kentucky it's probably the most southern part of Kentucky. It's southeastern Kentucky, and I sit like right on the Virginia border. So Chris says definitely the South, yeah. Manuel says hello, chat. Hello, Manuel. Appreciate you for stopping by and coming in here. Y'all, it's just it's pretty much just me and Chris right now, or me by myself. But I don't know. I guess I'll have to build up a chat group or something, be more consistent with it. I'm going to go ahead, since you're in here, Manny, and add you as a moderator. I'm adding everybody pretty much so far as a moderator, just the senior moderator. But I appreciate you two for coming in and chatting with me. I kind of wanted to, I made like 4 questions. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Chris says I ate pizza and baked beans for my members live. Oh my God, I thought that was just a joke. I seen that little picture thing and I thought, ooh, that's so nasty. Hello, Sunflower. Welcome back, girl. I'm glad to have you back. I can't imagine eating baked beans on pizza. That's gross. I've just now got to where I eat like ranch dressing a little bit sometimes with pizza, but that's just if it's there or something on the plate or something for some reason, like with a salad or something. And I'm not one of those people to eat pineapples either on a pizza. It wasn't good. I don't think it would be good. I have no desires to try it either. Hello, Aina. Hello, girl. Welcome in here. Welcome in. Welcome in. Glad to have you 3 in here in the chat with me. And I'm glad to have those 4 thumbs up. I appreciate you all. Sunflower said, I'm happy now because Mom and Dad, they are not mad at me no more. That's good, Sunflower. I'm glad they're not mad at you. Hello, chat. This chat is just booming tonight. But oh well, it is what it is. I appreciate y'all. Anyways, those that are here, or the person that is here, or whatever, what I'm asking everybody is the same thing I've been asking all week since I have been going live, is if you want to, you don't have to, but what state or country are you from? And then I know where you all are from, but if you want to, you can go ahead and write it in the chat, and if you don't, you don't. And then number 2 is, do you have a cat or a kitten? Because I know you're from Louisiana, Chris, but I appreciate that. And then, do you have a cat or a kitten? Because today, supposedly, I've seen it and heard it on the internet today, that today is National Kitten Day. So that's why I'm asking if you have a cat or a kitten. I have 4 questions right down here, but we'll just do those 2 for right now. Obviously, I have cats and I have kittens. I have a cat named Nacho. Chris says he's from Louisiana, and he says, I have a cat by my house. Always sweet. Well, that's really sweet and nice of you, Chris. It's really good of you. Not a lot of people have hearts like that and will do that for people or animals or whatever. So that's really good of you. But I have a cat named Nacho. He's the orange tabby cat that's crinkled up, and he's disabled. I accidentally stepped on him about close to a year ago now. In between my doorways, as you can kind of see over on the back side, in my doorways, my interior doors, I was putting up sheets as doors and stuff. And I have doors now, but they're the wrong size, and I don't have a vehicle to take them back to Lowe's. And Lowe's won't come here and deliver nothing on like a little bitty order or nothing like that. And Lowe's is over 30 minutes away from me. But anyways, I didn't know he was inside the sheet. He was sleeping. And I stepped on him when he was younger, and I stepped on his whole body and his legs too. So he wasn't even able to like jump around and jump up on high places or whatever for months. It took him months to be able to do that. And he still walks funny and stuff. But hello, Angie baby. Welcome in. Welcome in. I appreciate you for stopping by and being here. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming in and everything that y'all do. But that's how my Nacho cat got crinkled up like that and stuff. And Angie, I'm asking the same thing I've been asking all week since I've been starting my lives and stuff. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I appreciate it if you would. If you just put it in the chat. I have 4 questions that I was going to ask the chat tonight on this live. The number 1 question is what I've been asking all week long, is what state or country you're from. And you don't have to answer it if you don't want to. Then the second question I have for the chat is, do you have a cat or a kitten? And if so, you can write that down in the chat or whatever. But anyways, appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you for getting on the whoever that Tro is. Yeah, I don't know who that Tro is. It's probably some child. I get that Tro when I'm first starting to get Tros. Yay! On my lives now. Angie says, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I have no pets. I would like to go to Boston, Massachusetts. Smiley, hello. Hi, chat. What Smiley says, Chris. Yeah, thank you all for being mods like that and deleting the comment from the troll. You're all already right on it. I don't know who that one is, but I get that one. It's probably, like I said, it's probably some child, and I get them all the time. Smiley, I thought you lived in California, and I thought you had 4 cats for some reason. I didn't think you had 7, but maybe I'm wrong. I think I have either 9 or 10 cats. I don't know. I can't keep up with them or whatever. But I have 1 cat named Nacho. That's the crinkled one. Then I have the mommy cat, the black one. Her name is Salem. I have lived in California, yes, and no, 7. Oh, I thought you had 4. But you have almost as many as I do. Yeah, it's either 9 or 10. I can't keep up with it because my daughter, my oldest daughter, she comes back and forth between my house and my parents' houses is both next door to me. And she mostly lives with my mom a lot of times. And her cat stays at my mom's trailer. And that cat, it was coming over here and visiting and stuff. But it had went like a month or 2 without coming over here and visiting these other cats. And so one night we brought it over here just to get familiar with them. Anyways, all I could hear, and I couldn't get in between them, was, they was just like trying to fight each other and stuff and call each other to death. So I had to take it back. And her cat is named Earl Grey, and it's a gray and white cat. Hello, Abdul. Hi, cute and sweet. Oh, I appreciate you so much. That's so sweet and kind of you. You're so sweet, Abdul. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all who's come in and hit the thumbs up button and just come in and stopping by with me. What I'm doing is the same thing I've been doing all week long, Abdul, on my lives so far. Is I'm asking 4 questions, but we've only went over 2 of them. I guess I'll go ahead and go over the rest of them since there's 6 of y'all in here in the chat right now. I'm asking number 1, what state or country you are from, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to on none of these questions. Number 2, do you have a cat or kitten, because today is supposedly National Kitten Day. And then number 3, what's your channel about, if you have a channel? Excuse me, I know a lot of y'all some of y'all don't have channels, and some of y'all do have channels, but some of y'all just like to watch other people's channels. And then number 4, when is your YouTube anniversary, and how many watch hours do you have? And that's the 4 questions I have for you all, the chat and stuff. So my YouTube anniversary, y'all know what my channel's about. My channel's about a little bit of everything. That's what my channel's about. But anyways, my YouTube anniversary is coming up in October, and I wrote some of my analytics down today, and here is a list of them right there. But anyways, I have 329.7 watch hours. That's all I have, but that's good because all I had before I started going live like this, all I had was like 200 watch hours. So that tells me right there, and I think this is like the 6th or 7th time that I went live, so far. And I think that sounds pretty good though, considering that I gained over 100 watch hours, a little over 100 watch hours in just the lives that I've done this week, So that's pretty good. And then I have 134,300 views. And then I have 422 subscribers, which my subscribers are always going up and down. And then I figured I would do the poll results, even though I'm really not going to tally it up until tomorrow, till Friday, but might as well tally it up. So far on the poll results, I asked you all, I said, do y'all want me to go live at 7:30 in the morning? And 17% of y'all voted for that for me to go live at 7:30 in the morning. Then I said, do y'all want me to go live at 11:30 a.m.? 42% said yes to that. And then I said, how about 8:30 p.m.? And then 42% said yes to that. So over half and half my cat's trying to turn the flowers down. So it was even. There was 12 votes on those poll results for that. And so half and half of y'all wants me to go live at 11:30 in the morning. The other half of y'all wants me to go live at 8:30 in the afternoon or evening or whatever not. And then the other poll results, there was 13 votes. And I asked y'all how long y'all wanted me to go live for. And 23% of y'all said that you wanted me to go live for 30 minutes. 23% of y'all said that you wanted me to go live for 1 hour. And 54% of y'all, and I don't know how I'm going to do that because I can barely even do an hour. I run out of things to say and do or whatever. I'm boring. But 54% of y'all said that you wanted me to go live for 3 hours. And then 0% of y'all said that you wanted me to go live for 5 hours. But that's the voting results there. I'll try to turn it around so y'all can see. And there was 13 votes on that section of the polls. So there's my information as of right now, my YouTube analytics, and my poll results. So I appreciate all of y'all who have voted on my poll results. And here is the questions if y'all want to see it and respond in the chat. That's what they are. And then I'm going to go up here and read some of the comments. Abdul says, "Hi, my cute cat. I love pets." Yes. Smiley says, "My channel has no content but would be about tarot. I'm not going to pronounce that right. I'm sorry. Spirituality, and ASMR. No watch hours yet." Well, you would have had some watch hours, I'm sure, Smiley, if you had left that little bitty tiny content you'd already had on there, lifted up there. I thought that was cute and good. I like the sound of your voice. I think you sound really sweet. Abdul says, "Smiley, tell me your channel name. I will must visit." Smiley says, "I don't have any content yet, but it is Smiley 1-D3D. Chris says, "As long as the chat keeps moving, it's possible to go long on a live." I don't know. Wish me luck, Chris. That's all I know so far. I'm struggling. Natasha says, "Hello, Diamond." Hello, Natasha. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you for stopping by. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a mod. I know I can trust you, girl. I'm giving everybody standard mod. So there you go. I appreciate you for being in here. Smiley says, "Thanks, Diamond." Well, I appreciate you, Smiley. Abdul says, "When you upload content, then thumbs up." Yes, thumbs up. Make sure you thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate you all so much. Chris says, "Hey, Abdul." Chris says, "Hey, Natasha." Chris says, "You doing good?" Natasha says, "Wow, that accent." I get that all the time. Get that all the time. If you didn't know where I was from, Natasha, where would you say I was from? If you didn't know, I know you already know, or I think you do anyways. I know where you're from, but I'm not going to tell everybody because that was one of the questions. Here's the questions again I have for the chat. If you've not responded, you don't have to, but I'd appreciate it if you did. There you go. Can you all see them? Hope you can see them and read them. But let's see. Abdul said, "Hi, Chris the Flash." Natasha says, "Oh, thank you." Natasha, "Hello, Chris." Chris says, "I meant you doing good, Diamond." Oh, I appreciate you, Chris. Thank you so much. You're so nice. Natasha said, "I'd say Tennessee." Well, that's probably the actual first time I've ever been told that in my life. That I would have been from Tennessee with my accent. Most people tells me that that don't live around here, whenever they hear me speak, they say that I either am from Alabama or Texas. Sometimes I get Georgia. Sometimes I get Mississippi or Florida. Everything's real far down south is what I get. But now people around here, when they hear me talk, they say like, especially when I was younger, they would say, "You don't sound like you belong here. You don't sound like you're from here. You sound like you're from up north, up in Ohio or somewhere," or even like New York or somewhere. I don't know how they got that, but whatever. And then Abdul says, "Cute, Nat." Natasha says, "I had 4 cats and 2 dogs." I would like to have dogs. I'm not like particular on if it's a cat or a dog. I like them all the same. I like all animals the same. It's just that we ended up with cats because pretty much the flood that happened here in July of 2022 to get rid of the mice and the rats. and I have to have inside animals. I can't, where I live at, I can't have outdoor animals because even though my neighbors and stuff, and I talk with my hands, y'all, I'm sorry, but my neighbors and stuff, even though they're family and everything, they don't want me to have outside animals. And people around here, even though they are my family, they're very quiet over their animals and their pets and stuff. And their dogs and stuff would kill my pets if I had any. So that's why I don't have none. But I've always since I can remember, I've dreamed and wanted to have a Siberian Husky, and I've never had one. I'd love to have one. Let's see. Natasha says the cat in my thumbnail is Missy. Oh, she's pretty too. Is she a Russian blue? She kind of looks like she might be like a Russian blue. I would like to have a Russian blue. Natasha says, I miss where you are from. I'm in Nebraska. Yeah, I knew you were from Nebraska. I'm from Kentucky. So that's why I sound like the way I sound, I guess. A lot of people tell me too, like more local people, and that's how it's been ever since I've been growing up or whatever. They say I don't sound like my age or whatever. They say I sound like a child. They say I sound like a 13-year-old or a 12-year-old little girl or whatever. Let's see. I don't want to miss this chat. Starting to go up a little bit now. Abdul says, Natasha, look at how lovingly and peacefully the cat is sitting on the table behind you. Me or Natasha? Yeah, that cat right there, Abdul, that is my favorite cat, probably, excuse me, of the females. She's older. She's got something wrong with her too. Her name is Puffy. And I call her all kinds of names. I call her Stardust. I call her Storm Cloud. I call her Puff Puff, Puffball. Just call her everything. Positive Crash Outs blogs. Welcome in. I'm glad you're stopped by. I'm glad to have you here. I do have some questions for you all and stuff before the chat moves up too much. If you want to look at it and answer it on the screen. It's what state or country are you from? Do you have a cat or kitten? Because today's National Kitten Day. What's your channel about? When is your YouTube anniversary? How many watch hours do you have? But you don't have to answer none of those questions if you don't want to. Natasha says she was sleeping on my pillow. Oh, okay. You're talking about Natasha's cat. Yeah. Chris says, "Hey, positive." Natasha says she's a Norwegian forest cat. Yeah, I would like to have one of those too, Natasha. They look real similar to the Russian blues too, I think. Natasha, or Abdul says, Natasha, I am also from Nebraska. Laugh out loud. You ain't. We know better than that, Abdul. Chris says, I want a husky too. I do too, Chris. I've always wanted a husky and never been able to get one or have one or anything. And I would feel bad too having like a husky or something like that because it needs a lot of space to run through. They're like wild and have a lot of energy and stuff. Natasha, Kentucky, I love the air there. I don't know. I can't tell much of a difference being here or whatever. Positive says huskies are cute. Yes, I love huskies. I love all the huskies. And I love those ones. I think they're called like Acadia or something. Might not be pronouncing them right. Acadia or something. They're like in the family of huskies or whatever. And they come from like China or somewhere, I believe. I'd love to have one of those. I think those are more protective in nature than what huskies are. Huskies are more playful, and huskies have like the whoo or the howling sound or whatever, kind of like wolves. I would love like a wolf dog if I could have one. Natasha says, the bluegrass smell everywhere. I do like the smell of freshly cut grass. That's one of my smells that I like. Like whoever's doing the emojis, I appreciate you. Angel says, "Hey, Diamond. Hey, Angel. I appreciate you for stopping by." Chef Zed's Kitchen says, "Hello, everyone. We're glad to have you here, Chef. I appreciate you for stopping by. I'm glad I found your channel the other day off of Oki. Appreciate you so much for being here." Abdul says, "Thumbs up, thumbs up. Appreciate you all so much." Chris says, "Hey, Chef Zed." Smiley says, "Angel." All the angel emojis. Natasha says, "I have a husky. You could borrow her. She's dramatic queen of the hill." um, I would love that, Natasha, but I have a hard time taking her cross country to give her back to you when you wanted her back in Nebraska from Kentucky. That's at least probably, I would say about 14 or 15 hours away at least. Chris says, "Angel, bro." Angel says, "Hey, chat." Shell says, "My cats are starting to play with these lids again, y'all, off these drinks here, the Fiji waters." Anyways, Chef says, "Hey, Chris." Natasha says, "My channel is I don't know if I can pronounce that or not. I have trouble with some words, Natasha. I'm sorry. I have a little bit of speech problems and slurs and stuff with my voice and my speech, so y'all. Conglomerate, conglomerate. I don't know what that means either, Natasha. I'm not the brightest cookie in the box or whatever. Smiley says, "I have a Russian blue named Twinkie." Oh, I bet that's cute. Oh, I bet that's so cute. Yeah, I like the Russian blues, and I would like to have one of those. What are they called? Um, in the cats. They kind of look like a little wolf or something. They're real fuzzy or whatever. I forgot what they're called. I'd like to have one of those too. Positive says, "Chris." Natasha says, "My other is a runt Maine Coon." Yes, that's what I'm thinking about, a Maine Coon. I'd like to have a Maine Coon. But don't the Maine Coons get really big? I'd like to have one of those. And then Natasha says, and the other two are tabbies. Natasha says, "Akita." Natasha and Anita would kill your cats. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. Akita is what that dog is that comes from China, like that. It's really good at protecting stuff. Yeah, I know somebody that used to have one, and it was really, really beautiful. I love that dog and stuff. And then Sunflower's message was rejected. I don't know if she rejected it or if chat rejected it, but either way, don't matter. Anyways, Chris says, "My channel is about everything, but I mostly want people to know my story and who I am." I like your channel, Chris. I like everyone's channel that's in the chat. Chef says, "Thank you for your support too, dear." Well, I appreciate you, Chef. I really do. And then Sunflower says, "Who do you want me to go? Who do you want me to go live with on the Thursday? On Monday?" Sunflower says, "I'm going live on Redirect on Monday." Natasha says, "She loves cats and she will eat your candy and stuff if she doesn't get her way up that loud." That's cute. Natasha says, "Yeah, conglomerate means a lot of different topics." Okay, Natasha, I appreciate you. Positive says, "My channel is all about positivity, manifesting, affirmations, daily empowerment, just overall positive vibes. I started in April 2025 and I have 141 watch hours." Positive says, "And I have a fish, plants, and a beard dragon, Gucci." Oh, I like that name, Gucci. That's cute. That's good. I think that's good if you just started in April. I mean, here's what my analytics and stuff is. I just wrote a brief short of what they are, but I started October the 11th of 2024. That's why I'm trying my best to like push out content because I really don't want to have to start all over, but it looks like I'm going to have to start all over. I don't know. I hope not, but it's not looking too good right now. But and then there's the questions again if y'all want to answer them and stuff that I had for y'all on tonight's stream. My daughter, my oldest daughter, would love to have like a bearded dragon or a snake or anything like that. She likes them all animals and stuff too. I'm not, even though it might seem like it, I'm actually not a huge animal lover. I mean, I love animals, but sorry, the cat's throwing over the trash can. They like to get inside the trash cans and stuff. But I love all animals and stuff. I just think that animals are just like people, and that might sound kind of bad, but I think everything has a purpose and serves its purpose. But I've always wanted a Siberian Husky. Natasha says, laugh out loud, your cat's making me laugh like a 2-year-old when mom's on the phone. Yes, that's for sure. They're like children because they're always making noises, and I can clean the house and everything, and by the time I wake up or whatever, go to bed and wake up, they'll have this place torn apart tomorrow or whatever. It's the same thing every day. The messes and stuff they make. Natasha Abdul wants a cookie, like that little. Whenever I was younger, I used to want a poodle dog. I used to think they were so cute, and I would want to carry it around and put it like in a purse or backpack or something with me. But I don't know, now I kind of want to just like a Siberian Husky or a bigger dog. I think I like bigger dogs better than the small ones, but I like the smaller cats and stuff than what I do the big ones. And I don't know what kind of cat that one right there is because she is still little, I think. But she's never had little kittens or anything like that yet. Positive says, I don't feel comfortable going live yet, but I will post a long form video. Look at that. Positive, I'm still not comfortable. And as you can see, I'm naturally a very, very nervous type person, and I don't know what to talk about or nothing like that, but I said I had to go live. I had to do something. I had to see if there was any change at all in my watch hours or my content or anything, because I've tried it all. I've tried long form videos, I've tried short videos, and now I'm trying live videos, and I am noticing a difference as far as the watch hours goes. For me, which everybody's different or whatever, and just this week that I've been going live or whatever, I've been noticing a difference because I think that's pretty good going from last week having 200 watch hours, and I was stuck at 200 watch hours forever, and then this week, just what little bit of time I've been posting and putting videos up, I'm up to 300 and, let's see, I'm up to 329.7 watch hours just this week. So that's like 100 watch hours from just the lives that I think that I put up this week. So I think that's pretty good. So that's what I found out so far too with YouTube. There's a lot of things I wasn't intending on doing that I'm kind of just doing whatever, whatever it takes, because there's a lot of videos that I've made that I didn't think I would make. And I really wasn't even planning on like filming myself or putting myself out there for all kinds of reasons or whatever until I got to like 100,000 subscribers. So you can definitely say that this YouTube journey for me so far is not going to be, it's not been easy like I thought it was going to be. I mean, not to sound all cocky or whatever, but I thought YouTube would be very, very simple. I thought YouTube would be so easy. I thought YouTube would be just pie, and it's not. It's not at all. Or it's not for me anyways, but it is what it is. Chris said, You be moving in your short. Yeah, I have, well, this video right here after this live, this would be like my 800 or 1802nd video I have on YouTube. So I have worked, even though it don't seem like it, I have worked my butt off on pushing videos out. Most of my videos, like 99% of my videos are shorts though, of me dancing or whatever. Let's see, Chris says, positive, you will get there. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good, positive, if you just started in April 2025. I think that sounds pretty good, actually. Thank you, Chris, positive says. And Chris says, no problem, positive. Natasha, a pookie means something to adore, like on the Garfield cartoon. His bear he called Pookie and slept with it. Okay, Natasha, thank you for clearing that up. I couldn't tell you how many, or when was the last time I ever watched Garfield. I haven't watched it in years, but I really didn't watch too much Garfield or nothing growing up. I watched a lot of the Flintstones. That's what I mostly watch. Positive says, I do silent lives at night that helped me. Yeah, I've not done anything like that yet, and I don't really know right now if I'd be capable of doing that or not, because right now here at my house, I'm the only one that's here. That's why it's not really that loud or nothing. But besides my cats or whatever, but when my children are here and stuff, and then they have people coming in and out and going and visiting them and stuff, it gets really chaotic and loud. So, and they're not supportive either with my YouTube channel. Nobody is around me. It's all on me, everything I do. And to be honest, people don't want me to have my YouTube channel. That's my biggest top regret I ever have so far with YouTube. I wish to God I had never told anybody about my YouTube channel. I wish I had just figured out how to make one myself and never told anybody to look at my YouTube channel or subscribe to my YouTube channel, like locally here or family members. I wish I had never told them nothing, because they're always trying to get me to take my channel down or quit it or whatever. They are not supportive of my channel at all. Okay, let's see. Where did I leave off at? Chris says, positive, I did sleep sounds. Yeah, Chris still does sleep sounds and stuff like that sometimes. And then even before I made my YouTube channel, I would watch like sleeping videos or like sleep sound videos and stuff, or music sounds or whatever. I think there's a big demand for it. Chef says, I think the live stream helps more when it comes to growing our channels. I don't know. It seems like the live stream so far, it's helping more on my watch hours, but as far as like subs goes for me, but everybody could be different. It seems like I'm not getting that many subs on my, I'm getting watch hours a lot, but or a lot better, but I'm only getting like maybe one or two after each live that I do so far, but I don't know what that is. But now, like if I do shorts, if I do the dance and music shorts, it seems like I'll get a lot more just subs like from whoever. But I don't know if that necessarily actually helps your channel better or not, getting subs from shorts, because, well, right now it don't matter because subs are subs right now. Just to hit that number to 1,000 to help your channel grow to get monetized, but maybe afterwards it might mean something different. I don't know. Let's see. Positive says, Chris, I'm going to have to check your sleep sounds out. Yes, I really like Chris's, well, the cat sounds. I like the sound of like the heartbeat one and stuff I think he did. And I like the sound of like the crickets and stuff like that he does. I do like the ocean sounds too. And then Positive says, true, Chef. Chris says, Yeah, positive. I'm doing 30-minute long form vids on the sounds now. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, Kristen, but I think that's a great idea. I think right now, just to do of each category or whatever sound or whatever, just do a video for 30 minutes at a time and see what, how that pans out or whatever on your channel. And do like a playlist, but I don't know how to make a playlist. That's why I don't have a playlist on my channel. And I don't really have the time to make a playlist yet. So, and like I said, I have over 1,800 videos. So it's just getting the time. Time is so important. Time to do everything. So hard to do. Chef says, yeah, positive. Chef says, watch hours and subscribers. Well, like I said, so far for me, but I mean, I hope it changes. But I've just started doing the lives this week, and I'm only getting like 1 or 2 subscribers from my lives, but I am getting more watch hours. I can tell that. And I'm also getting more people, it looks like anyways, according to the data and stuff, it seems like more people are watching my lives than what they do of besides my shorts. Like they watch my lives more than what they do my long form videos. But yeah, I get a lot of people who will watch my shorts, but I think most everybody does. And shorts, I'm going to make a video talking about shorts, but I don't think shorts mean that much, but I'll talk about that later. Let me read this. It says, positive says, all right, I've already read that. Let me see where I was at. Foodie's Vacations. Hi, lady. Hi, Foodie. I guess that's what you want me to call it. Yeah, I don't know what you want me to call you. But tell me in the chat if you want me to call you something different. Appreciate you for stopping by and being here. Chef says, hey, Foodie. Natasha says, if people share the videos they like, others will subscribe. Yeah, I'm hoping that it gets to that point, Natasha. I'm hoping it gets to that point, so we can all reach our goals. Manuel says, we still here. We just got out from the vet with Canelio. Oh, is something wrong with the dog or something? Hold on just a second, guys. I'm sorry. I think I see someone coming in my yard over here. Gotta check that out. I'll be right. I'm still here. Just gotta check this out right fast. Okay, sorry. Never know about nothing about around here. I'm sorry about that, even. I have where I live at. I have within 1 mile each direction of me, and it's been like this for at least 20-something years. It's just the rugs have took over a different name, but I have at least 5 different rug dealers within a mile radius of where I live at here. And so I really got to keep an eye on stuff, if you know what I mean, around here. Anyways, Chris Rodrigue, I don't know if I pronounced your last name right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Gotta support. Well, I appreciate you for coming in here and stopping by. Foodie's Vacation says, hi, Chef Zed. Mr. Flashes. Hey, everyone. Mr. Flashes got 3 new subs. Well, that's good, and I appreciate you for being here. Chef Zed says, hi, Mr. Flash. Chris says, I'm back like out loud. Well, I'm glad you're back, Chris, and I appreciate you for stopping back in here. Chris says, hey, Foodie. Positive says, Foodie. Natasha says, are you married? Are you talking to me, Natasha? No, I'm not married. I have been divorced since, I think my divorce date was October 31st on Halloween Day. Should have been a sign of 2007. And then, but I do have 2 daughters, and they both have the same dad. And that's a long story. I'll tell that in a different video or whatever. But yeah, I had my youngest daughter after I was divorced. So she was born in November of 2009. But anyways, and they both had the same dad. But anyways, I'll tell that story sometime when I can in a different video. Let's see. Chef says, Mr. Flash am going to be the 4th new sub. Oh, that's so sweet. Chris says, Chef Zed, that's me. I have 4 channels. You have 4 channels? I didn't know you had 4 channels. I just know the one channel you have, Chris. Chef says, really? Foodie says, hi, positive. Natasha says, I thought you said rug. Laugh out loud. I'm like, got a rug on your porch, gonna get lifted off. Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to say that certain words here on YouTube. So I'm gonna say rug for, rug addicts, ex-rug addicts, rug dealers. you know, you know what I mean. But I have at least 5 big time, the biggest ones around here. I have 5 of them, and it's been like that for the past 20-something years. It's just the rugs have took on a different name, shape, or form, or whatever. And I don't mess with that stuff. I have a sibling that does on and off or whatever. But anyways, I don't partake in any of that. But I still have to watch out. You know what I mean? And stuff for stuff like that. Let's see. Chris says, yeah, I just subbed to Diamond with all of them. Oh, Chris, I appreciate you so much. Well, you know what to do. Write in one of my shorts in the comments, and then, I'll sub you back. Just tell me what you are or whatever, or what your channels are, so I know to sub you back. And I appreciate you. Natasha says, you only have 2 children? Yes, I have 2 daughters. My oldest daughter is 21, and then my youngest daughter is 15. I did have, I consider it a miscarriage. I haven't did a video about that either. I plan on doing it. It's just getting the time to make all these videos and stuff. But I had, a miscarriage, or I call it a miscarriage in between, but it was an empty sac is what it was. But I believe that there's a baby in heaven. But that's me. Natasha, don't do a lot of personal information in depth on your channel. Trolls will use it against you. Yeah, I know. I already put a lot of stuff out there. I mean, I'm easily found and stuff. I'm not scared, So, not really anyways, it is what it is. But, and I live in a small rural place too. I have a lot of haters. I always have, even before YouTube. I've been the black sheep in my family all my life that I can remember, and I was bullied and trolled in high school and grade school. So I'm kind of used to it, It is what it is. Foodie said, Contra. Okay, yeah. And then Natasha says, yes, and the king. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Chris says, Diamond says, you got me like that loud. You found me like that loud. Yeah. Well, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for being in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and show y'all again and go over these questions again for any of y'all that might want to put them that hasn't already. What state or country are you from? And you don't have to answer these if you don't want to. I just kind of would like for y'all to interact with each other in the chat if you haven't already. Mingle with each other. And number 2, do you have a cat or a kitten? Because today is supposedly National Kitten Day. Number 3, what's your channel about? And number 4, when is your YouTube anniversary? How many watch hours do you have? So my anniversary for YouTube is coming up in October. It's a few months away. It's October the 11th, I think, of 2024 was whenever I made my channel. And Here's a little short brief of my analytics. As of today, I have 329.7 watch hours in, and I just recently got an hour off of doing lives this week, so I think that's pretty good from lives because it was stuck at 200 hours forever. And then I have 134,000 views, and I have 422 subscribers, and my subscribers go up and down. And then that's the results too underneath of there of the poll questions I asked you all if you wanted me to go live at 7:30 in the morning. 17% of y'all said yes to that. 11:30 in the morning, 42% said yes. 8:30 p.m. at night, 42% said yes to that, and the votes were even, half and half on 11:30 and 8:30. And then there was 12 votes for that. And then for the other poll, I got 13 votes, and 23% of y'all said you wanted me to do 30-minute videos. 23% of y'all said you wanted me to do 1 hour long videos. 54% of y'all said you wanted me to do 3 hour long videos. And 0% of y'all said you wanted me to do 5 hour long videos. And there was 13 votes. I appreciate all of y'all who voted. And I don't know what I want to do yet. That was just kind of me taking up information to kind of get an ideal and go from there to work with that. So I appreciate all of y'all who have voted. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all who has come in here to this live. I am going to end it though because we are at the hour mark. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all who's come in here and been here. And I'm sure I'll see you all on the YouTube streets. So thanks for answering my questions and thanks for being here. Appreciate you all so much. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Got 12 thumbs up. Got 4 people in here still viewing. And I thank you all for all the emojis and all the chats. So I'm going to end the stream. Natasha says, okay, have a good night. I'm off to work. Oh, appreciate you so much, Natasha, and you have a good night too. Thank you so much, Chris. Chris says, great live, and I appreciate you all. Thank you all. Please hit the thumbs up button, like and subscribe, which I hate to ask y'all to do that, but that's just part of it with YouTube. Appreciate y'all so much, and I'm sure I'll see you all on each other's channels. Manuel says, see you later, Diamond. See you all later. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for coming in, stopping by. Bye-bye. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.